What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for tuning in. You know, we just got back to the shop from that service call in Manhattan where we had to take out improperly installed copper condensate drain tubing. And I decided, you know what? Let's create a video cutting this up in small pieces, putting it into the propane melting furnace that Viver sent me, and see how much it weighs. What do you think, guys? What do you think this weighs? The closest person with this, by the way, and this is brass. See, that's brass. We're not going to put that in because it's funky, right? So the closest person without getting over is going to win the bar scrap that I melt down. What do you think? The closest without going over in pounds and ounces, I'm going to send that to them. Okay? Anywhere in the world. Hopefully you're in the United States because sending international packages really sucks and is very expensive. So I'm going to fire up the furnace and we're going to see step by step how we melt this down safely. And whoever's closest without going over, right, will win. All right, before we get started, I'd like to give a huge shout out to the folks over at Viver. Viver, you know what? Your one-spot solution for Harbor Freight tools online. Why go to Harbor Freight Tools when you can go to Viver.com and get everything that you normally spend hundreds of dollars for a fraction of the price? Thank you, Viver, for sending me not only this propane melting furnace, but also the tabletop bench grinder that's coming and the tabletop grinder. I'm looking forward to using it to make newer content for the community. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have our tabletop set up. We are going to prepare some pieces of the scrap copper that we took from that restaurant earlier today. Start over because you're at the end. Spin it all the way, undo it. Keep going. Can you go again? Almost. A little more. Keep going. There you go. Now tight. See? Tripod. The rigid tri-stand. Not a sponsor of the channel, but I'm sure Viver probably sells them too. All right, we're going to cut these into small little pieces. We're going to put them in the crucible, and we're going to fire up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is all the pieces. I know it's copper. It's a copper. It doesn't look like copper, but it is. It's a copper male adapter. All right, the crucible is full. We're going to put the crucible, take this one out. Or should we use this one? Yeah, let's use this one. Okay. Now we're going to put the crucible inside the furnace. Right there. All right, we're going to fire up. I'm going to set up our propane. All right, the furnace is lit. Put the lid on. It's a little slightly deformed. There you go. And we're going to put one of the ingot bars, molds, on top, so that will heat up. It is 10:37. Let me show you what's going on inside here. I'm gonna get close up. So there it is. We have some cherry red fittings. You know, cherry red. So it's gonna take a little bit of time for it to heat up. Around 1800 degrees Celsius. So stick around. All right, we threw a couple more pieces in there. It is pretty molten in there. Molten magma. Ow, hurt the phone. That is sick flame, by the way. So we have that piece, everything that's in the crucible. We have this piece as well. We're gonna let this melt down. It is 10:45. So there it goes. Look at that. Slowly melting down. It's always best to cut up in little pieces and have all the scrap metal that you're melting to be in the crucible, because you're gonna transfer heat outside and it's gonna take longer for it to melt. Let's see if I can push it down with it's going down. It's going down. I'm yelling timber. Make sure we don't kill ourselves with carbon monoxide poisoning. Look at that piece. It's literally cherry red. All right, the next final piece is in place. 10:47. All right, there is the next piece. Wow. Almost gone. Oh, and it is almost gone. All right. We have the front and rear door open. There it is. It's gone. Let's give that 2 more minutes, and then we will shut her down. All right. I'm going to shut her down. I'm going to carefully remove that. Our piece is getting pretty hot over there. Let's clear some space here. And if we take a peek inside, excellent. Let's grab the molten container. Out some of the impurities that are in there on top, and I would like to use a spoon, but look, we don't have a spoon, so we'll use this little doodad right here. Okay, so there's that. Okay, let's grab our other utensil. Let's grab this bad boy and let's pour. Here we go. Now remember, the closest without going over is going to win this bar. The closest without going over. Now, looks pretty freaky there, doesn't it? All right, we're gonna let that cool off for a minute, and then we're gonna drop it into the water right here. You ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Stand back.
cools down pretty fast.
Sure does.
Wow.
So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That is a block of copper that I collected this morning from a Greek restaurant on East 54th Street in Manhattan. This copper was utilized for the condensation drain tubing removal. Okay? So, if you guess what this is worth, if you guess what the weight of this is, closest without going over is going to win it.